Welcome to the YouTube Ads for E-commerce guide. I will show you how you can utilize the most overlooked gold mine in digital marketing, which is YouTube ads, and how you can generate similar results to what we are generating. As you can see here on the screen, we have a cold YouTube ads campaign where we're spending 75,000, generating 440,000 in revenue. That's a ROAS of 5.8 from cold traffic. And then we have a retargeting campaign spending around 19,500, generating 475,000 in revenue. That's a ROAS of 25. I will show you in this video the exact campaign setup that works for e-commerce with a YouTube campaign, how to use your best meta videos to perform on YouTube, how to scale budgets aggressively, and the 3-week patience rule that makes or breaks performance. I will show you also a couple of more things in this video. After you have watched this video, you should be able to go ahead and launch your first YouTube campaign and start scaling with the most overlooked gold mine in e-commerce. This is the same internal process that we use to our own clients to get them very good results. And this is often clients who are already crushing it on Meta, spending a lot of money, and now dominate on YouTube too. It's simple, it's actionable, and it's just works. The reason that YouTube is the most overlooked goldmine e-commerce is because of two things. Meta marketers don't have the patience for the YouTube algorithm. They are used to a really fast algorithm. They can do a lot of changes. They can launch complete new setup in 2, 3, 4 days, already getting purchases. And Google marketers does not understand the creative side because it's all about content. As you know, if you're a Meta marketer, and YouTube will be something in between. You'll have to have the patience of a Google marketer, but you'll have to have the creative side of a Meta marketer. And this is the reason that most people cannot get good performance with YouTube, because it's something in between here. So I'll show you how you can get good results with it and what we are doing with it. So the first thing will be the step first, the creative framework. First phase we want to do here is use proven Meta winners. So if you're already running Meta ads, which I assume if you're also looking in to get started with YouTube ads, then the first thing is you just take your best performing videos from Meta ads, the best 5 ones, and not just like in the past week or past month. We want to have more data on them. You can go ahead and use videos from 5 months ago, 8 months ago, 10 months ago, even, because if they have not been run on YouTube before, it's completely fine. So go ahead, look at your data for the last year, find the 5 best performing videos from Meta ads. And it's fine if you use the 9:16 format, the vertical one, which is the same one used on Reels, Stories, Shorts, the format you're probably familiar with from Meta. So yeah, go ahead, find those, because Meta has already tested and validated these creatives. So instead of us going ahead and testing 30 to 50 creatives on YouTube, which will require a larger budget, a longer algorithm time, we can just take the best performing from Meta ads, and these will often perform better than if we just took all of the ones from Meta. And this will shortcut the process and quickly find winning creatives on YouTube. And you can use, again, the older Meta creatives. And in general, ad fatigue is also going to be way longer on YouTube. Creatives last longer. So that's the first thing. Go ahead, find your best creatives. Then phase 1.1 here in step 1 will be to use videos in format 1920 x 1080, which is the normal YouTube format, as you're probably familiar with, which is going to be the full on screen YouTube format. And yes, you can use the typical brands video, which is often the only videos that brands are creating in this format. Most brands that I work with, I start working with them, I ask for videos in this format. They 9 out of 10 times is going to be mostly in like a branded videos, where it's just like the typical branded videos, which is not really going to be the best possible ones for purchases for YouTube. But it can still work if you have a mix of the branded videos here with some, for example, UGC videos, talking head videos like this. But even better is if you have UGC videos or founder talk videos and any other kind of creatives in the YouTube format than just the branded videos. This will work better if you can get these kind of videos in the correct format, so we can make sure that we can be shown in all kind of formats on YouTube. Phase 2 will be to start creating YouTube native creatives. So once you have proof of concept and performance, you can start creating new videos specifically for YouTube. I often recommend brands that first, let's just get YouTube up and running. Let's get some purchases to it. Let's see how much we're currently spending. Let's see our results here compared to shopping, search, and Meta before we go ahead and spend a lot of time and money on creating creatives specifically for YouTube. But once we have proof of concept and performance and we have some numbers in, then we can start creating videos in the YouTube format, as you can see here, which is going to be the full on screen. And there's some differences with the YouTube creatives. So the first thing different from then the creatives that we create on Meta is we have full 5 seconds before a user can skip. As you know, if you are a non-premium user, you have to watch the first seconds of the videos here before people can skip. This gives us a longer time to give a hook where we can have a little bit more time to catch people's attention, because we're forcing them to have their attention there. Where often on Meta, you'll have like 1 and maximum 2 seconds. Most people will just be 1 second before they're going to be scrolling on Instagram. So we can create creatives which are a little bit slower with the hook and have a little bit more time to tell a story, create tension, or post a bold statement. That's the first thing, which is the biggest change as well here. And then, of course, the format we have here. And then at the end screen, what I like to do is add a 5 to 10 second end screen with your CTAs and USPs and give it like 5 to 10 seconds. So that's quite a long time. The reason for this is we want the end screen to be longer than YouTube's default. YouTube's default is also around like 5 to 10 seconds approximately. We add like another 5 to 10 seconds with a end screen. And the reason for this is because if the user watches the full video, maybe something is just catching his attention, his spouse calling him or something like that, and then the video he was gonna watch will automatically start playing, and then he cannot even click on the ad anymore when he's watching the video and his attention is away. So yeah, I like to just add an end screen of like 5 to 10 seconds, CTAs, USPs on the screen where it will be like a dark screen, and then it gives you more time to click before the next video starts. So that is the different things here, which is the main part of YouTube, where you can easily go ahead and change these, and this will have the biggest impact on the performance when you're creating a YouTube native creatives. So yeah, that is the things there with the creative setup. In general, you can just use a lot of the same learnings as you have on Meta, the same creatives you have there, the winners you have there, and then you can change up some things in phase 2, as I just talked about. For YouTube native creative. Then the next thing is the campaign setup in Google. In the Google Ads network, there is always so many things. You know that if you're a Google marketer, and maybe if you're a Meta marketer, you don't really understand it. So this is the exact settings I'm going to be using. So we then go to, now you have the creatives, you have uploaded them to YouTube, and now you're looking to launch it as a campaign in Google. And what kind of settings are you using them? So you go to type demand gen campaign. Before it was just called YouTube, now it's called demand gen. You only run YouTube in demand gen, and then you just choose YouTube ads only. Then it just work like a YouTube campaign for the network. The format, you're just using videos, disable image and product feeds for cold traffic. We just want the videos here. The goal should be conversion to purchases. Of course, we want to get conversion to purchases. With the bidding, you don't use any target CPA. Just let the algorithm learn freely. Just maximize conversions. Images and product feeds can be used for retargeting. So if you want to do retargeting here, I actually like images and product feeds. But for cold traffic, we want to just have the videos and have those in a separate campaign. If you're doing retargeting, separate campaign here on Google. Budget and patience. The YouTube algorithm learns very slowly, so don't expect performance right away. You have to give it a pretty good time. So daily budget, I like to give often the average CPA. So if our CPA is 30 euros on our other campaigns and our general CPA is 30 euros, then let it run with 30 euros per day. The patience, you have to give the campaigns minimum 3 weeks without changing anything. So you have to just launch it and set a schedule and set to do in your calendar in 3 weeks. And here you can take a look at the performance, go and do changes. But I don't do anything for the first 3 weeks because it is really, really slow. And you can even expect like few or zero purchases in this phase. The algorithm really needs data and it's just very, very slow. So often we launch a campaign, the first 3 weeks, we have a ROAS of 0.1. We have maybe 1 or 2 purchases. We have terrible performance. But then after that, we just slowly start to get better and better performance. Then you'll see, the performance will start to come here in after 3 weeks. Device and OS targeting devices, computers and mobile phones. I don't like to use tablets. I don't like to use TV screens. And then optional will be target iOS and Mac OS only. This will be just people with iPhone, with MacBook, depending on the product I'm targeting, depending on which country, depending on like the niche we're in. So sometimes I like to just use iOS and Mac OS, but this is not something I say always do this. So really depending on what you're selling, and you can either like do a split test and see how it performs versus when you have full on networks. For the targeting, just use broad. If you're a meta marketer, you probably just running a Advantage Plus now. And for YouTube, trust the algorithm. The algorithm will be good enough here with broad in most cases. Some, if you're very niche market, if you have a little bit with the different product, then you can use audiences. But in general, on most cases, we just let go broad. And this is where I've seen the best performance. If we go back 8 to 12 months ago, I used more audiences and saw better performance. But over especially the last 6 months, broad is winning every single split test almost that we're doing. So yeah, go broad. It's easier and it performs better. YouTube is moving in the same direction as Meta did probably 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago. I'm not really exactly sure when that changed on Meta. I'm not so much marketing on Meta, just a little bit for my own e-commerce brand. Besides that, I'm just a Google and YouTube marketer. But yeah, broad beat segmented is my understanding. It's been for a long time on Meta. The step 3, scaling and optimization. Once you hit performance, scale the shit out of it. So scaling rules, you can be very aggressive. YouTube allows for much faster scaling. If you're a meta marketer, you know how fast you can scale. Instead, Google Ads marketers, it's a little bit more slow. So you can increase budgets a lot more freely when performance is strong. You can just scale the shit out of it because we are going to be paying for impressions, which is the same on Meta, but where with normal Google Ads, you're paying per click, which therefore can make it very hard sometimes to just scale aggressively, where you just see an increase in the cost per click. But here on Google, YouTube, we can be a lot more aggressive with it. The only rule I will say is check your average impression to conversion time. So for example, if it's 5 days, people always forget this, often forget to look at this metric. This metric is just seeing how long does it take on average for a user to, the first impression for them to convert of the converters that we have. So if it's 5 days, then if we increase the budget from $100 to $200 a day, then at least give it 5 days before we can judging the results. Otherwise, yeah, you can just go pretty much meathead, good results, more budget, scale. Yeah, that's what I like to really do with YouTube, be very aggressive here. And when performance stalls, there's two likely reasons: audience saturation, right in targeting, or test new markets. This could also be because your creatives is too specific for just one audience it's hitting. Here you can just use more creatives to get a bigger audience. If you understand like a little bit on a deeper level with creatives, then you've probably understand what I mean. Same on Meta. That's what you can do as well with creatives there. And then also like creative fatigue. If you just have like the 5 best performing videos from Meta, you're still only running them after you have scaled the budget 5-10 times. Then just pull in more Meta winners, pull in more Meta videos in general, and then start also to create the YouTube specific videos. That was everything here from the YouTube ads for e-commerce, with the settings to use, with the creatives to use, with how to scale, with how much budget, how much time to give the campaigns. And if you follow this guideline, give it 3 weeks, use the exact settings I have, use the winners from Meta, you will probably start to see really good results with YouTube. And if you want a free YouTube ad strategy specific for your brand, if you have some questions, if you think your brand is a little bit different than some of the things I went through here, if you have any doubts about it, then you can schedule a free call with me by clicking the link right in the description here, where I'll go through your brand, what I will do with YouTube ads if I were to work with you, and you'll get a strategy for YouTube ads. But besides that, that is everything for the video here. Thank you for watching. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you found any value in the video here. Besides that, I hope you have a fantastic day.